Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 1255. That's right. Episode number 1255 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. Live today again from Red Morton Park a little bit earlier today because we are one day away from my civil case hearing, the first civil case hearing. And I'm here today to thank everyone for their support. It's been quite an interesting ride, including haul trucks used for service process. Man, I tell you, this story just this story, man, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, this is real. This is not scripted, but I can come out and say you can't write a better script, but this is not scripted, right? We've got process servers now that serve people in a U-Haul truck. I'm not just talking the pickup truck. I'm talking like a full-size U-Haul truck. With wingspan doors. Wingspan. You know, I've got to tell you, I got to have a little laughter on the eve of the first hearing of this circuit civil case I filed as the plaintiff, appearing pro se. I'm a self-represented litigant against another YouTuber that I'm not even going to go through everything. There's just so much. But he's been defaming me for dollars, commercially exploiting me, and just a bunch of other things, right? I got to the point of where I really had no other choice but to sue him civilly. And I filed the case, I believe it was the last week of October. Not October, sorry, August. September, October, November, December, January. So, wow, it's been like a little over 5 months. And this is the first time that we're going in front of the Honorable Judge Susan Stacy, presiding. Dun dun! You know what's ironic is that Law and Order and Law and Order SVU, the new episodes are on the actual real NBC that we can watch on DirecTV. They're on Thursday nights, right? They're on tonight. But then they're on Peacock the next day, and Don and I wait until they're on Peacock, right? Because we could record them on the DVR and flip through the commercials, but on Peacock, it just does it automatically for you with no commercials, like with Peacock Premium Plus. And so, after the hearing tomorrow, Don and I are going to have like a personal dance party in our home with our dogs and just a fun thing, you know. And then we're going to watch Law and Order and Law and Order SVU. Dun dun! Where, you know, in those courtroom dramas, they overly exaggerate everything. They overly exaggerate everything, right? Like the prosecutors and the defense attorneys when they don't get their way with the judge, they say, Your Honor. They elongate the Your Honor, right? They're overly emphasizing that, right? Now, in the real world, if you were to show up at a court hearing, right, and even if you're pro se like I am, and the defendant is, and we have more on that because I think the defendant could possibly be trying to plan a sneak attack. More on that in a little bit. It's just a guess, not going to affect anything, but we'll talk about that in a second, right? But you just can't go into a real courtroom and say, Your Honor. It'd be funny if the defendant didn't get his way tomorrow when he finally realizes procedure, right? And then the judge tells him, tell me where's the spoliation? Tell me where's the adverse inference? Tell me, how does this prejudice you, right? I got the case already in my head. I mean, I've got notes. I've got top-notch notes. I've got a fully indexed, clickable section for everything. Whatever is asked by him or the judge, click, Your Honor, blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Your Honor, right? I will not elongate, Your Honor, but I wouldn't be surprised if the defendant tried to pull like a theatrical Law and Order when he doesn't get his way from the judge. And he'll say, Your Honor. He'll like elongate that Your Honor like out of frustration. That's like the quickest way to annoy the judge, right? Is to bring in those YouTube theatrics into the courtroom, right? He's really good at the YouTube theatrics. I got to give him that. I don't agree with most of what he does, but he is a YouTube performer. I'll call him a bad actor on YouTube, but he is an actor on YouTube, right? Anyway, so there's a lot to talk about. I'm going to do 2 laps and then walk around the lot a little bit. I'm going to catch everyone up on how the prep is for the case and what's my outlook going into tomorrow. But first, I really want to take this moment to truly thank everyone that's truly been supportive of the GNA. The GNA is a group. Yes, I am the founder. I'm the president and founder of the GNA, but the GNA is about all of us. So I really appreciate everyone that's been supportive to the GNA. But also personally, because this is a personal lawsuit. This is not about the GNA. This is about me, Elias, Melas, Elias Dimitri Melas. And how I've been affected. Right? And I really want to thank each and every one of you, including the Sharoma, Louisiana man that continues to want to watch every step and slow bot these streams. I mean, it's all good, man. Whatever floats your boat. We're getting more and more reasonable and decent people seeing the difference and contrast of what you trolls and haters have done to try to paint me in a negative light. And they're beginning to really see, who the real culprits are, right? And it's all right. It's all right, Louisiana man, I'll tell you. I mean, you got really triggered when I called you out on that stream. And I called you out as Louisiana man, and that, hey, we could just file suit on YouTube for a lot of the things you've done. And you got triggered under the Sharoma account, practically confirming that is you. And then you have GLM, who also knows it's you because she's not going to moderate an unknown channel, right? And she's been trying to play it off like it's not you, right? We all know it's you. It's okay. It's all right. Anyway, so I want to thank everyone that's truly supported me personally. This is more of a personal thing. This is not about the GNA because the case is not about. This is not about the business being harmed directly. This is about me personally being harmed directly. I don't want to sound selfish, but this is, Elias Melas versus the other guy, right? It's not the GNA LLC versus the other guy, right? That would require me to have an attorney, and this is not even about the GNA. It's about me. It's about what I've been through, how I've been violated, right? And I'm not coming out here trying to play the role of the victim because I'm a strong person, but no matter how strong you are, people can still violate you in ways that affect you, your reputation, algorithmically on YouTube, unfair competition, civil conspiracy, commercial exploitation. There's a lot. I've learned a lot in filing this case. I've learned a lot to the point of where, maybe I should go back to school and get a law degree at age 52. But that's not my passion, it's not my purpose. I've learned a lot to the point of where I believe that I can help anyone that, needs advice or needs to know how to figure out how to file a case if they don't have the money to pay an attorney to represent them. But again, I'd like to thank each and every one of you that have been supportive. Ultimately, my lovely lady Dawn has been incredibly supportive and incredibly patient, and I appreciate that more than anything. Sandra and Tia and ODN, the GNA executives, you've all been very supportive. Thank you again to the ladies that were on the call yesterday. ODN got back to me afterwards. He was busy taking care of some other things important for himself. No problem. That's understood. And I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you, all of you. More than you think and more than you know. I'm waiting for some people to pass on by. But I'm waiting for people to pass on by. They're going really, really slow. But anyway, let's get more into it here. So where are we at for this hearing tomorrow? First of all, let me put this out there. And babe, if you're watching, can you put a 1 in the chat? Not in the chat, in the text message, and let me know if you can hear me and see me clearly. Please let me know. First things first. When it comes to dealing with someone like the defendant in this case that I've known for over 8 years, and I've known him to be a very sneaky guy, especially at the very last minute. He's been the kind of guy that will try to ambush somebody, in my opinion, to get the upper hand, right? I wouldn't put it past us where possibly he may have hired last minute representation, counsel, an attorney, a lawyer, right? And then that attorney shows up either in court or on Microsoft Teams as well. That's a possibility. So you've always, when you're going into something like this, you've got to be very well prepared. And you also have to think of extremes that could happen, right? You don't want to get ambushed. You don't want to be thrown off. You want to be prepared for any and every scenario possible, right? Now, in order for the defendant to have representation tomorrow, it has to be a licensed attorney, and they also have to file a notice of appearance, also known as an NOA, notice of appearance. And all they have to do is electronically file it and e-serve me, even like a few minutes before the hearing starts. And as long as I get e-served that document, even a minute or two before the hearing starts, that attorney is allowed to represent the defendant, right? Now, what are the chances of this? I actually asked ChatGPT because I asked ChatGPT everything. It's a great analyzer, right? It's only as good as you feed it, though. It's only as good as the information you feed it, which is what I'm trying to say, right? So I asked ChatGPT, and they said like a 15, 25% chance he shows up with counsel. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Do I think he will show up with counsel tomorrow? If I had to lean more one way or the other, I'd probably say no. But you never know. So you throw it out there, right? And you mentally prepare yourself as if someone else who's a licensed attorney in the state of Florida representing him. It's not going to make a difference because, the facts are the facts. What's been filed has been filed. What's been done has been done. The only difference between a pro se self-represented litigant and an attorney is that they're a licensed attorney and pro se is not, but you have the right to represent yourself. As long as you understand the law and you're able to, present things like a lawyer would, right? Now, here's a few scenarios, right? Here's a few scenarios. Do I think these are going to happen? No, but you never know. I'm just throwing it out there, right? If there's a chance, you never know with this guy, right? So, if he shows up with an attorney, it could go a few ways. He could say, or his attorney could say, Your Honor, we request a continuance. I just became counsel and I need time to prepare. Or, if they don't request a continuance, I can come out and say, I request a continuance because I was unaware that counsel was hired at the last minute, and without a continuance, this would be prejudice towards me. I could request that. So ultimately, it's going to be Judge Stacy's decision, right? Or the attorney, if he has an attorney tomorrow, he or she doesn't request a continuance for the defendant. And if that happens, if he has representation showing up tomorrow and they don't request a continuance, I will say I have no objection to counsel. Let's proceed. And if they do try to request a continuance, I will object to the continuance And I'll say that the defendant had plenty of time to hire counsel well in advance. I'm ready to proceed today, Your Honor. Either way, go ahead. Are you coming in here? Or where the fuck are they going? Oh, they're going in there. They're going in there. Anyway. That woman was sitting there with a big SUV. There was one spot, and I stopped to let them go by. And in essence, they wanted to park there. So in essence, I was blocking their spot. So my apologies for the F word. So here's the thing. Attorney or not, it doesn't change. That doesn't change the underlying issues in the case. It doesn't change my strategy. It doesn't change what I have in my notes. It doesn't change what's actually true and what isn't true. It all becomes who presents their case better in court to Judge Stacy, right? Attorney or not. So let's clear one thing up, that with or without representation by the defendant tomorrow, I'm ready to proceed. If he tries to pull something like a continuance, I will object to that and let the judge know, let Judge Stacy know I'm ready to proceed today. If the judge asks me, I can honor a continuance so there's no prejudice, I'll say, not necessary, Your Honor. Let's proceed today, please, if that's possible. All right? Because here's the thing. Like I said, attorney or no attorney, what's happened has happened. The facts are the facts, right? It's not going to change anything. All a continuance would do would be delay things, which, again, I don't, however long this case takes, however many years, months, years, however long it takes, excuse me, however long it takes, no problem. I'm patient. All I care about is by the end of the day, when this is all said and done, that the right relief finally happens. And people that have been following me for a while know what the right relief is. So we've got that out of the way, right? We've got the fact that I have my notes all set to go. I've got my answers written down verbatim. And I've also got every possible scenario that the defendant could bring up. Even if he brings up filings that are irrelevant to the case, we've got that handled. Now, let's talk about what is this case tomorrow about. This is the spoliation of evidence / adverse inference case, where the defendant is accusing me of destroying evidence. And I haven't. He's accusing me of destroying evidence because I put 200 videos on this YouTube channel to private after receiving a community guideline warning 3.5 months ago, which has now come off the channel because I took the test, or I took the course, the class, and it came off a few weeks ago. There's not even a warning on this channel anymore, but there was at the time where I put the videos to private. I put those videos to private not to try to prejudice the defendant, but to protect this channel from false flagging, primarily from him and his group of people, and also harassing comments. I also offered him replacement links with the exact same videos. I emailed him. He said, no, we'll let the court handle it. Okay, I tried to handle this legitimately. Tomorrow, we're going to tell, that's part of the case, we're going to tell Judge Stacy, Your Honor, I tried to offer him the links. All I was trying to do, Your Honor, was protect my channel. I'm running my YouTube channel in the ways I would always run it, court or not. That doesn't mean the evidence is destroyed. I can get him the evidence any other way, and I offered it to him, and he said, "We'll let the court decide." And then, ironically, even though he denied me, 2-3 weeks ago, like 2.5 weeks ago, I filed all the links that are hosted on my private web hosting server that's safe and clean, no virus, no nothing, on my coach.eliasmelas.com domain, which he knows is not a virus, right? And they are unedited, and I put in sworn statements in my filings that it's the actual exact unedited video. And here's the real kicker, and he did this to himself. When he filed the spoliation of evidence / adverse inference motion on me, he tried to show proof that those videos are gone and destroyed by showing that he downloaded the transcripts off of all of them, and he shared the file names of the transcripts corroborating to those videos. So he has all the transcripts of the videos that went to private, where he could easily verbatim, word by word, verify my preserved backup copies of the exact same thing. So he knows I have not spoiled evidence, right? So why did he file this? I'm not going to say this to the court. I'm going to be more professional in court, but the truth of the matter is he was performing on YouTube, right? It was all to make it sound like, ooh, Eli's going to get in trouble, and he's going to have sanctions on him, and adverse inference, big words, and spoliation of evidence, big words, right? He did it for YouTube theatrics. Because those videos being put to private, they're still on my channel. I can flip them to public anytime. I'm not going to. But they exist. They're not destroyed. Spoliation means complete destruction. That there is no copy available in existence within this world, on this planet. And there is. There is copies sitting on the YouTube server on private, and there are my backup downloaded copies from YouTube. And for the in-studio streams, I have the original copy saved as I'm streaming out live. High quality original copy. I don't even have to download the studio streams from YouTube because I'm recording a local copy from OBS at the same time it streams out to YouTube. So there's no spoliation of evidence. There's none. He knows it, right? And that's why now he's been posting. He made a posting on his channel that didn't sound like someone that's confident. It was someone that sounded like, hey, it can go either way. And that's true. It could. Listen, I've got great evidence, and I have actually got all the videos. There's nothing destroyed. And I'm saying it could go either way. You never know. I don't think it's going to, because spoliation of evidence is complete, unrecoverable destruction of evidence, meaning that there's no one out there, there's no single copy out there of that evidence. That's not true. Now, you can never be certain, but I can tell you folks, because the copies exist and can be produced, and they have been produced through a link, and if the defendant wants to argue, I don't trust your links, and they have viruses, fine. You know, I'll tell the judge, hey, I can send him a USB flash drive with the same exact file. Those links work, Your Honor. There's no virus. I say that under oath and penalty of perjury. You see, this guy knows there's nothing wrong. But he's just mad that he got sued. And he's being held accountable for his wrongful, unlawful actions towards me for years. So he's trying to find any way that he can get out of this, not only with the courts, but also with his YouTube audience, right? He's trying to He's trying to win the best of both worlds, right? And his focus has been more on YouTube, audience preservation and theatrics and on all that shit, right? And that's why he's put himself in this position at this hearing tomorrow, right? Nothing is certain. I'm not coming out here saying anything is certain, but I can tell you, if I had to guess, like 99%, there's no spoliation, there's no adverse inference. The copies exist. The copies exist. I've already submitted them in a notice of filing. I'm going to let the judge know that. Now, again, if he tries to argue, chat metadata and all that, well, that wasn't part of his original filings. If he now wants that, he needs to clearly tell me why he wants it, what's there, what does he want. And if it's reasonable, yeah, I can produce it. Absolutely. Or he can get it directly from YouTube and Google and Discovery, right? And here's the thing. This guy is also thinking in April, when we finally have the motion to dismiss / anti-SLAPP hearing, that he's thinking he's going to get this case dismissed by then. So, sir, if you're thinking that the case is going to be dismissed at that point, then these videos don't matter, because if the case is dismissed, there's no need to present any of the evidence that you've already filed, unless you want to use it in that hearing, and that's no problem. I've gotten you the evidence. I'll get you whatever evidence you want. This is more about a guy that never thought someone would try to hold him accountable for his wrongful actions. He's probably, I don't even know if I'd go as far and say he's regretting what he's done. He would never admit that publicly, right? Although on his stream, I believe it was last night, he was saying that I've done some things in the past. I don't do those things anymore. Oh, yeah. Oh, you sure have. And you try to blame me for things I've done. The only things I've ever done is try to stop people like you and other people in your group from coming at me. And I overreacted a few times, and you guys took me out of context, right? All right, I'm gonna wait, because that guy just turned. It's an older gentleman, but he's actually walking pretty quick, so I'm gonna let him get ahead. All right. Maybe he regrets it, maybe he doesn't. Either way, I think what he's more frustrated about is the fact that he thought anyone would try to hold him accountable. He basically kept doing things that he knew the only way he'd be held accountable is if somebody sued him civilly in the ways that I did. And he never thought I'd be able to do it, because he was thinking, hey, Eli can't afford to hire the attorney. But you didn't know how smart Eli is and how good he is with clerical work. Even though I don't like clerical work, I'm pretty damn good at it. And when I have to stand up for myself and defend myself, I'll figure anything out. I'm not lazy. I work hard. Right? It's not a bad day today. The sun is out. Give me a second here. So maybe he regrets it, maybe he doesn't. Hey, whatever, right? Now, it's funny to me, there were some polls that were done. I kind of scoured around YouTube looking to see what these people were going to do at the last minute to try to rally up their Messiah. I'll just call him their Messiah, right? Their Lord and their Savior. They're going to try to rally him up when they themselves know, number one, he's not good in court. Number two, they know what he's done that's wrong. But they're still standing by him, right? Because, like I said the other day, I believe, when was it, yesterday? This group of people is one of the most dysregulated group of people emotionally. They just have no emotional filter. And they have no sympathy or empathy besides anyone within their tightly knit group, right? So, when we call them out and say they have no empathy, it's true for the most part, with the exception, the empathy only revolves around their group of other dysregulated people, right? Right? And that's why when you see these people respond, it's like I think a lot of the people in the defendant's group, I think they legitimately think that he's right and I'm wrong, even though it's quite the opposite. I think they legitimately believe that I'm wronging him because of where their emotional state is at, being, in my opinion, dysregulated. So I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to waste my time on that. There's no need. But yeah, I'll put it out there because it is what it is. But they put out a poll. And initially, the poll, I guess, was a landslide in my favor. And then it started to tighten up, and now the defendant has surpassed me. Why? Because you've got soccer accounts on both sides trying to artificially inflate the poll. And I'm just sitting back, checking in on this every now and then while working on other things, and I'm laughing my head off, man. These are grown-ass adults that are playing childish games on YouTube because they're dysregulated too. It is what it is. It's almost practically dysfunctional, right? And people like this, whether it's intentional or not, they come off like they have a reckless disregard for the truth. That's the truth of the matter. Babe, are you there? Or I think Dawn was taking a nap. She was taking a nap when I was home. Her and I both got up early, but when she gets up early, it makes her tired. Put a 1 in the chat, or not in the chat because it's chat's off. I'll put a 1 in a text message, babe, if you're there and you can hear me and see me. Give me a second. My lady says 1. Hey, babe. By the way, if you haven't been aware, I'm sure you have been, I've turned off the live chat on any stream I've done here on GN82, Genuine Live Personal Development, for the last several days. Just know the live chat will be coming back at some point soon. Haven't decided when yet, but number one, I'm experimenting with something, and number two, I gotta tell you, the amount of peace and solace that I've felt with the chat off and me just being able to take a walk and run my show, right? I mean, that's just priceless to me. It's priceless. Oh man. So yeah, the live chat will be coming back at some point soon. I know a lot of people want to chat, and I get it. But I gotta try some new things out every now and then. So I appreciate your understanding, and I'm sorry for any inconvenience this may be causing anyone. Now, the final part I want to talk about here, and this will take me all the way back to the parking lot. I'll walk around a little bit more there. I'm going to end this show at about an hour. We are at 41 minutes right now. You know, I've been saying this, but I heard the defendant say this too, that this hearing is going to really set the tone for the April motion to dismiss / anti-SLAPP. I'd have to say that is true, even though I'm the one that first mentioned that a while back. Him mentioning it, yeah, he's right about that. Right is right and wrong is wrong, right? I also saw some postings and heard some things from his live stream last night that the judge could decide to terminate the whole case tomorrow. Anything is possible. That is highly unlikely, especially when there's no spoliation of evidence or adverse inference. The evidence exists in full. In my path, there are a bunch of people and young ones, so I'm going to go another way. Fortunately, I have another path. Man, I'll tell you, there have been a lot of people at the park lately. Over the last 5 to 6 years, I've seen an increase of people coming to the park, an increase of sporting events and stuff. That's cool. It's nice to see. It's nice to see, but it makes it a little more challenging to walk around when you're doing a live stream, but it is what it is. I didn't have time and didn't want to go to the trail clear across town. It's like a 13-minute drive there and 13-minute drive back. It's only a couple miles, but there are a lot of lights and rush hour traffic and all that. Even on the side streets, it takes time. So, you know, I shave almost 30 minutes by just coming to the park. And, you know, I want to get to bed early tonight. Don and I are going to get to bed early tonight so we can be well rested. And then I get up tomorrow morning, and I'm going to have 4 to 4.5 hours to make my coffee and just sit down and just go over my notes like 30 times. Even though they're right there, I want to repeat them and read them over and over again so that way it gets stuck in my head, right? And to the person that responded to the poll where, you know, it's obvious they didn't like me, they still said that they thought I was going to win because I understand how court works better than the defendant. And the defendant can't contain himself in court, including his emotions. And then the defendant responded on that posting. It was on one of his, let's just call them one of his executives' channel. The defendant responded to that with an insult because that's the way you work, sir. When you have nothing of substance to respond to, when you know people are right, and you can't respond with substance to make yourself look bad, you just insult people, right? And see, sir, that is the clear difference in contrast between you and I that Judge Stacy's going to see tomorrow, right? And he had no live stream planned. I don't know. Maybe he'll go live later. Maybe he won't. You see, sir, for me, it's business as usual, figuratively speaking, maybe literally, right? Where the day before a hearing, I'm still treating my life exactly as it is. I'm well prepared. I'm still walking. I'm doing my stream. It's all good. All right, we are back live. We are back live. We are back live. Can you hear me, babe? Babe, how come you didn't tell me sooner that you can't hear me? How come you didn't tell me sooner that you can't hear me? Are you there? Put a 1 in the chat. You can hear me and see me. Put a 1 in the chat. You can hear me and see me clearly, please. I'm going to wait until my lady responds and she says that she can hear me and see me clearly. Thank you. Babe, next time, if you can't hear me for like 30 seconds, let me know right away. I mean, I don't know what happened there. I really don't know. I wasn't muted. Maybe it was a YouTube glitch where the server lost connection or something. Anyway, let me say what I was saying again. To the defendant that is in the rebroadcast of Mr. G, right? Don't worry. I'm not going to... You didn't realize it at first. Okay, that's fine, babe. It's not a big deal. To the defendant, you keep on saying the same things about putting 200 videos on private and that is spoliation. You accuse me of spoliation of evidence. That means complete destruction of evidence that can't be recovered in any way, shape, or form. Those videos are sitting on my channel privately. I also refiled those videos in the exact original format to my private server and sent those to the court and you. Sent it to you and the court got it on the docket, right? And now you're trying to claim that those links are viruses. They're not. It's from my coach site, eliasmelas.com website. Additionally, because now you know those videos are available and look, they're private. They're still sitting there on my channel. Because now you know that problem has been cured. Now you got to find another one, right? And the other one is, oh, what about chat and metrics? Well, you never asked for that. That was never referenced in your initial filings where you just used my public link to corroborate things I was saying on the stream. That can be produced through normal discovery, right? Now, do you understand, sir, what spoliation of evidence is? Because remember the Judge Bowie case. You accused me of sexually harassing your mother. And Judge Bowie dismissed that case in 20 minutes. And when you kept pressing it, she asked you, do you know what sexual harassment is? In this case, Judge Stacy's going to say, do you know what spoliation of evidence is? Do you know what adverse inference is? Because apparently you don't understand. Just because a video is put to private doesn't mean the evidence is gone forever. Number one, it's sitting there on YouTube's server on my channel. Number two, I have backup copies. Number three, I gave you a backup copy. Number four, you have the transcripts to all those videos that you filed within your spoliation filing, showing that all these videos were removed. See, Your Honor, I have the transcripts here. You have the transcripts. You put them in your filing, and now you're going to accuse me, well, how do I know he didn't edit those videos? Well, sir, this is what I'm going to tell the court tomorrow. You can verify the videos with the transcripts that you have, that you showed proof you have on your initial filing. Here's the docket number, Your Honor. You're going to see what happens tomorrow, man. I got docket numbers. I got everything. I will reference everything. Anything that you try to accuse me of that's not true, I've got docket numbers ready. I've got hearing notes indexed through Adobe PDF. One click takes me right to that section, right? Your Honor, docket number blah, blah, blah shows when the defendant filed the spoliation motion he attached screenshots showing that he downloaded all my transcripts. So now he's claiming that, yeah, I gave him the evidence, but how do I know that those videos are not altered? Because you have the transcripts that you downloaded them from the original version on YouTube. You know it, sir. You know it. It doesn't matter. Keep performing for your audience. Tomorrow, you're going to be meeting up with Elias Melas, plaintiff pro se. And I'll be meeting up with you pro se or with the last minute attorney. Who knows? Either way, we're moving forward. Now, why don't you answer? What are you going to tell Judge Stacy when she says, where's the spoliation of evidence? Tell me, why do you feel this is spoliation of evidence? Tell me, why do you feel there's adverse inference? Tell me, how does this prejudice you? Tell me, how does the plaintiff's offer that he's already offered you, once in an email you turned him down and wanted to plead this in a hearing instead, and then two, he goes ahead and gives you the information, files it to the court, and there you have it. How? I mean, do you understand? Do you understand? Like, you know this is the right thing. Why don't you explain in Bill's chat? I'm gonna go check it out right now for just a minute. How about you tell us what's your argument? I would love to hear your argument, man. You don't have one. You're gonna insult me, right? Or you're going to say, I'll wait for court tomorrow. It doesn't matter, dude. There's no argument. There's no spoliation. I did not destroy the evidence. I have it. I even gave it to you. It's sitting on YouTube servers. Spoliation of evidence is complete destruction of evidence, completely irreversible. You can't get it anywhere, anytime. I've got plenty of copies of this. One on YouTube, one on my external drives. Give me a break, man. How about for one time in your life, accept responsibility and don't try to weasel your way out of something that's going to make you look really, really bad. Because everyone's waiting for this tomorrow, right? And I'm not here for theatrics. And I'm not here to try to one up anything. I'm here to try to get what's rightfully mine. I'm here to protect myself from the wrongful things you've done. So how about you tell me? Do you understand spoliation of evidence? How about you tell me? What's your argument? Or are you going to say, oh, we'll wait till court because you don't have one? Be right back. All right, we are back live. We should be back live. Babe, put a one in the text if you can hear me and see me. Put a 1. I'm going to wait for my lady to put a 1. Thank you, babe. Hey, Billy boy. You're helping your Lord, Savior, and Messiah, right? Mr. J, try to self-soothe before he has to answer the real questions. Here's the thing, Billy boy. And same to the other people in the chat there, right? Other people that just, it doesn't matter. Like the defendant here could go and beat somebody up and be accused of assault, right? And then they would still say, "Oh no, he didn't do it." Right? That's how you people are. You're unreasonable. You're dysfunctional at times. You're dysregulated, right? Here's the thing. See, you guys are trying to play it off now like he's not going to show you his cards. What cards? There are no cards to show. The cards have been shown already. The cards speak for themselves. What cards do you think I'm trying to get him to show? Spoliation of evidence is complete destruction of evidence to the point of where it cannot be produced in any way, shape, or form. You all know that, right? But you have to keep performing for the audience, right? Because once your audience loses faith in you, guess what happens, right? So you're going to perform until you show up in court tomorrow. You may still try to perform in court because you have no other argument. I have the videos. I sent you the videos. They're privately available on my channel. I've got all the chat. I've got all the numbers. It can be produced. Spoliation of evidence is complete, irrecoverable destruction of evidence. You know that. You could sit there and try to spin it any way you want to your group of people that is just all over the place, right? It doesn't matter, man. I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm laughing right now, right? I feel fantastic, man. I'm going to go and take an Epsom salt bath tonight, have some dinner with my lady, watch a few shows. I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to redo my beard, get my world famous Tommy Hilfiger court shirt ready, and get a good night's sleep, man. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. Right? And you're going to sit here and try to convince people something that's not even possible. What evidence did I destroy? And spoliation of evidence, one of the aspects of it is, can it be cured? Right? If that link you used is broken, that doesn't mean the video doesn't exist. It means I had to protect my channel. So I got you the same exact video a different way. That's called curing the problem. Look it up. You all look it up over there, right? You all look it up. Because here's the thing. You're going to have to face reality tomorrow. You're going to have to face reality tomorrow. And I'm telling you this. I mean, honestly, it'd be better for you to probably have an attorney, because you're going to be facing me directly with the same questions, man. I ain't hiding anything, man. You're going to be facing me directly, right? I'm going to be cool and calm. Not going to interrupt you. Not going to interrupt the judge. I'll only speak when Judge Stacy tells me to speak. I'll keep it brief and to the point, right? And if you try to bring up stuff that's irrelevant, objection, Your Honor, relevance. This hearing is about spoliation and preservation. Nothing else matters. Anything else you try to bring up will be objected because it's not relevant to the hearing. Like, I'm ready for everything, man. Are you ready? Are you prepared? And I've done public speaking for decades, man. I'm ready to rock. You see, I fare well under pressure. You don't. And everyone on your side knows that. Your own people were like, even people that hate me are like, well, we don't like Eli, but we also know he's going to be more prepared than you, and you're not good in court. You've proven that more than once, right? Sorry, folks, there was like a 5-minute gap. I guess there was an audio issue. I'm sure everyone will figure it out on the replay and just seek right through it, right? Anyway, it's okay. You know what? Let these people have their fun tonight. We're not going to worry about DMCAs and all that. We got screenshots and screen records for the future, right? But we're not going to worry about that tonight, because we got bigger fish to fry tomorrow, right? Figuratively speaking, of course, right? I'll tell you what, man, you sleep tight tonight, and yeah, I'll see you in court tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, I can't predict the future, but I am confident because I know the law. I understand the law of spoliation. It speaks for itself. It's complete destruction of evidence, and that is not happening. So I'm sure tomorrow, when you don't get your way in court, you're going to immediately go live and tell everyone. I'm going to tell you what. This is how it's going to go. I'm going to just let you go live first, man. I'm not even going to go live. I'm going to let you go live and do what you got to do, right? And after the court case is done, maybe I'll take another bath and kick back, relax, And then I'll go walk later and share what happened, I guess. Yeah. Maybe with a few more surprises. Who knows? I'll let you go first. Just like the last time. You drove home, and within an hour, you went live after telling the court that you no longer feel safe for me. Your Honor, I no longer feel safe for Mr. Melas. You no longer feel safe. Yet, right when the case was dismissed, you went live and started talking shit about me. Whew, wow. Wonderful. I'm going to go, folks. If you have anything you want to say, come back on the replay. Once this goes offline here or off the air, the replay will be available. You'll be able to comment below. I'll get your comments between tonight and tomorrow morning. Got a lot of love for all of you. Whatever's meant to be tomorrow is meant to be. I'm ready to go. I'm well prepared. I'm in a good emotional state. I'm going to get a lot of rest. My lady's been doing very well, right? And we've just been ignoring the nonsense and staying focused. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. We have not let any of the garbage that's going on right now distract us because we're focused and we know it's a bunch of noise. Got to go. Love you all. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other. See you all tomorrow at some point. Good night, everyone.